There is a state of emergency in the WNBA right now. Their only star, their cash cow, the only player capable of capturing interest from people who aren't identifying as they, them. Caitlin Clark is out for a minimum of 2 weeks and possibly longer with a quad strain.
That game is now at the United Center, biggest arena in the NBA, not the Sky's typical home court. We've already seen the effect on Indiana Fever ticket prices. The cost just to get in the arenas for the Fever's next 2 road games, way cheaper today than 2 days ago before the news broke Monday that Clark was out with a left quad strain. It's now just $22 to get in tomorrow's road game against the Washington Mystics. That was almost half the $41 it was.
Hey! The worst lesson in professional sports was just taught to the WNBA. You can't act like a star. The Indiana Fever said 2 days ago that Caitlin Clark is hurt and will be out for at least 2 weeks. And everything in the league fell apart faster than Angel Reese's shot.
There wasn't any worry going on in the WNBA executive offices. If there was no worry, oh, people aren't going to turn off. Oh, people are still going to show up. If that was the thought that they were having up there in WNBA La La Land, well, now might be the time to hit the panic.
How much the Fever Sky game at the United Center cost? In 1 day, they fell 71%. Fans are asking for refunds, canceling trips, and selling tickets at huge losers. The league moved games to bigger stadiums because they thought Clark would bring more people. Now they're rushing while empty seats look back at them. Also, where is the Angel Reese Effect that everyone talks about?
48 hours after news hits that Caitlin Clark is injured and she'll be missing 2 weeks, the market has responded and the market has told the WNBA, we don't want this. We want her, but we don't want this.
It doesn't exist, that much is clear. What did happen as soon as people heard that Clark was hurt? As a result, fans went crazy and sold their tickets faster than Angel Reese can throw bricks. The Chicago Sky moved their game against the Fever from their usual venue to the United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls, on June 7th. They thought this was a great business move because everyone wanted to see Caitlin Clark play live. They expected huge crowds and high prices.
Reality is, at this point, we don't know how much time Caitlin Clark is going to miss. If it were up to Uncle KC, Caitlin Clark would miss the remainder of the regular season, so jealous, entitled players in the WNBA can be reminded that no one is watching for them. No one is staying home on a Saturday afternoon to watch Natasha Cloud. Outside of Vlad Pooter, no one's buying tickets to see Bob Griner, and no one, I mean no one, is paying to see Angel Reese attempt to play basketball.
As soon as the injury news came out, those hopes crashed like an Angel Reese layup in the open court. The price of tickets for that United Center. Game dropped from $86 for front row seats to just $25. In 1 day, that's a 71% drop. It was time for the Sky to count empty seats before the game even started. Real fans were making tough choices that showed how much Clark had affected people.
When it comes to the Chicago Sky game, the marquee matchup in the WNBA, like it or love it, rivalry or not, Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, that is the marquee matchup in the WNBA, and those tickets are crashing just as well. From $86 48 hours ago to $25. And by the time June 7th rolls around, it might cost you a bag of Skittles and some Lay's potato chips to get in there.
A huge fan canceled his hotel and flight plans for the Connecticut Sun game in Indianapolis. That was coming up. We are Caitlin fans before Fever fans. They said, she's the most interesting. The girls want to see that person. The Washington Mystics were in the same terrible situation, moving their Fever match to the bigger CFG bank. Arena in Baltimore was a big bet that Clark would be able to fill all the extra seats. When people heard about the injuries, get-in prices dropped from $41 to $22, a drop of 47% that put the Mystics in a terrible financial situation. TickPick data showed how bad this crash really was. The average price of a ticket for the 4 games Clark was gonna miss went down from $137 to $80. This wasn't a small change in the market or a yearly change. When teams bet on Clark's success, they now had to deal with arenas that were only half full and angry season ticket holders who wanted their money back. Something the WNBA didn't want to admit was made clear by this total market meltdown. Their recent run of good luck rests on one player more than any other. It was clear right away that Clark isn't just another skilled player or rising star because of the damage to the team's finances. She steals the show. The reason why football fans buy tickets and plan trips for the weekend around basketball games.
Angel Reese, Under Pressure. When you think about it, there have been so many classic songs written about the WNBA dump. Obviously, Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, which directly applies to what Angel Reese and her colleagues are going through right now. An immense amount of pressure to carry this dump of a league while Caitlin Clark recovers from a quad strain.
The same time, Chicago Sky fans were probably scratching their heads asking why their so-called superstar couldn't get even a small amount of this excitement. Because Angel Reese is there, ticket prices have never gone up, travel plans have never changed, and stadiums have never moved games to bigger venues. It's very clear the difference when one player's injury causes a league-wide economic problem, but no one notices when another player's best games happen. There's a story in the TV numbers that should make every other WNBA player very uncomfortable. During the 2024 season, Clark was in charge of 26.5% of everything this WNBA did, including tickets sold, products, and TV ratings. That means that one person has a bigger effect on the league than the rest of them put together. But the number of views shows an even worse truth for anyone who thought other players could match her ability to draw people in.
With Caitlin Clark injured, the WNBA will be reliant on their other stars to carry the league. I'm not just talking about ratings, I'm not just talking about attendance. The WNBA will be reliant on their other stars to maintain the interest of the mainstream. With Angel Reese being the only player with mainstream name recognition, most of the pressure, it is going to be on her to perform. And we have plenty of evidence that proves Angel Reese is not qualified to carry the league.
This season, there were 23 WNBA games that at least 1 million people watched. Guess how many of those games Clark was in? 20 out of 23. Take a moment to think about that. Without Clark on the court, the league has a hard time getting the same number of viewers that she does just by playing hoops. 1.178 million people watched games with Clark on average, but only 394,000 people watched all other WNBA games. That gap is pretty big. There's a gap there. The WNBA just got a reality check about what happens when you build your growth around one player, Caitlin Clark. Her injury exposed the uncomfortable truth. Without her, the league struggles. Clark is the reason networks schedule so many games for the Fever and why fans flock to see her. When she went down, ticket prices dropped and fan interest vanished. Games that were supposed to be exciting became empty. Networks and teams that relied on Clark for ratings are now scrambling. Angel Reese, despite her talent, couldn't fill the void left by Clark. Her games just don't generate the same buzz, no matter how much hype surrounds her. Reese can be a star, but she isn't a draw. Fans don't come out for her games the way they do for Clark. Now the Fever are facing a major test. Without Clark, their offense is struggling, and other players like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah, Boston, need to step up. They'll have to adjust to a new style of play while hoping for a quick return from Clark to salvage their season. This injury has shown just how important Clark is to the WNBA's success. When she's back, every fan, team, and network will understand her true value. The Fever need her back quickly to stay in the playoff hunt, and the league needs her to keep its momentum going. Let's wish Caitlin a speedy recovery. Drop a get well soon, CC, in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. See you in the next video.